Pro Wrestling Colossus New Tides continues. And we saw this man earlier tonight, Kris Oak, making yet another offer to Alex Aces, and cover your ears, because here comes David Francisco, and this Margate crowd know about David Francisco all too well. Our first tag team match of the night. Sorry, our first scheduled tag team match of the evening. We had an impromptu match earlier which saw the Besties fall to literally the newest tag team in the country. The team was formed in about 10 seconds and then the Besties lost in under 3 minutes. I'll need an official count on that, but I'm pretty sure it was under 3 minutes. Oh, come on, these people put so much effort into these signs. You come along and do that, you absolute heathen. Centerpiece of work, more like. Hey, that is some thick card. That's expensive. You better not tear that up. Come on. This guy's chucking stuff. If it was ripped up bits of his own sign, then fair enough. I can barely hear myself or the music over the boos. That's B-O-O-S, not B-O-O-Z-E. Although there is that one guy in the corner. Anyway, David Francisco now not letting the boos get to him. And they are deafening. Let's hope he's worked out the fastening system on his cape this time. A frosty reception for Kris Oak and David Francisco. It's about to get real. There's a reason this track won the 2025 Shiny for Best Entrance Music. Connor Mills as hard-hitting and real as it gets. Connor Mills laser focused. And we're about to be introduced to Mills' tag team partner. This is going to make for an exciting contest. 2 bottles of water, someone's thirsty. I think the referee is certainly going to have his hands full with this one. Well, certainly more full than he did with the Besties tag match, because as I said, it had barely gotten going before it finished. Statistically, less than 1% of the people in this room are David Francisco fans. Is there a more damaging chant in the history of pro wrestling Colossus? I think not. He's regained some aura there, I'll give him that. The bell rings and we are underway. Tag team action. The centerpiece, David Francisco, and the mighty Kris Oak against the pairing of Buck Garcia and Connor Mills, the man you see in the ring right now in the black shorts. And Connor Mills expertly, without even having to think about it, traps David Francisco on the mat, and David Francisco doing the only thing he could and using his leg to reach the ropes. David Francisco and Connor Mills, career rivals. Connor Mills has wrestled David Francisco one-on-one more than any other opponent. Connor Mills knows absolutely everything there is to know about David Francisco. He knows the offense he's going to go for. He knows how to thwart it. He knows how to counter that counter. That is what happens when you are a stalwart of the British wrestling scene. And David Francisco, an adoptee originally from Portugal, but now a mainstay in the British wrestling scene. Many miles on the clock, many miles on his body. David Francisco, one of the most packed schedules you'll find of any competitor in this country. Oh, hang on, cradle, cradle! And that was a close one. Connor Mills barely breaking a sweat. David Francisco trying to hide it, but you can see the concern on his face. David Francisco, so many reps under his belt, now looking for a Greco-Roman knuckle lock, an interesting strategy. Francisco backs Mills into the corner. Sends Connor Mills into the corner. Connor Mills through the legs of Francisco with such speed. Someone's been watching there. Jordan breaks tapes. Into the arm drag. Reverse atomic drop. Oh, and he takes Francisco out at the knee. Francisco turned inside out, targeting the ACL. And Francisco kicks out, and he tags in to the mighty Kris Oak. Francisco, he's hobbling out here. He could have tweaked something, maybe an ACL, maybe an MCL. That is not good at all. But back in the ring, Mills is trying to chop down the mighty Kris Oak, and Kris Oak is not budging. You know, Connor Mills has some serious size on him, but nothing compared to Kris Oak. I'm a bit concerned about Francisco. He's really... I think we might have to get someone to check on Francisco. Can we just check on Dave, make sure Dave's okay? Connor Mills sent into the ropes by Kris Oak. He holds on. What a boot! Kris Oak eats defeat. Mills tags in Garcia, and a double shoulder tackle. Love the matching gear, by the way. Mills looks a little more expensive, but... Listen to these kicks from Buck Garcia. Kris Oak, big scoop. Garcia, he tries to roll him up, but Kris Oak way too big, way too heavy for that. What a shot from Garcia. This kid's got moxie, I tell ya. Some big checks to the midsection there of Kris Oak. That is not going to work, Buck. Go back to the drawing board. You need to do something else. Oh, that might work. Kris Oak effortlessly turns it around, but Buck Garcia, oh! Down goes Oak. Oak goes down. Referee only counts 2. You heard Francisco there calling for Oak to finish this one early. First time we've seen Francisco tonight, not the first time we've seen Kris Oak. We saw Kris Oak out earlier, again, trying to recruit Alex Aces. Alex Aces Well, we didn't really get an answer. Hey, Francisco on the outside. That is illegal interference, and Garcia makes him pay for it. And Kris Oak, oh, God, he turned him inside out. Right on his neck, right on the C1 and the C2. Oh, God. And Francisco in to pick at the scraps. Look at this. Absolutely teeing off. Oh, that knee feeling a bit better, eh, Francisco? And to think I felt bad for you. Francisco now firmly in the driver's seat. That European uppercut from Francisco. Interesting to note, he throws his strikes southpaw style. Very rare. We're always anticipating the shots coming from the traditional side. So when Francisco knocks you for 6 with that European uppercut, it comes out of nowhere. Harder to protect yourself. Uh-oh. Oh, God! He moved the ring! The ring budged about 2 inches! Backbreaker from Oak. Drop kick from Francisco. Kris Oak, he's a good soldier, but I tell you what, these two working tremendously as a pair. It's been a very successful pairing.
Look at this beautiful goal, Kris. This is how it's done. You suck.
And Garcia finding himself in the absolute worst possible place. He's in enemy territory. Oak and Francisco have cut the ring in half. Double suplex. Garcia, he was reaching for the tag desperately. Oh, and in comes Mills. If I was Francisco, I'd make you pay for that. What a shot from Francisco. And now, with the chin lock, trying to squeeze the life out of Garcia. And you saw there that incredible ring acumen, that high ring IQ from Francisco. He saw that Garcia possibly had a path to Mills. He could have reached out and grabbed Mills. Francisco immediately spinning, pivoting to stop that from happening. When you've had as many matches as Francisco, you think about these things. You're thinking 2 steps ahead. And Garcia now with rights and lefts and a knee for good measure. He escapes, but only momentarily. Oh, leveled! Leveled by the centerpiece. What did I do? You want to get put over or not? Francisco now back in the ring. Sends Garcia into his corner, doing an excellent job of keeping Garcia as far away from Mills as possible. Francisco lining up each and every shot. Oh, Garcia, he got a foot up. Oh, but Oak on the outside. Uh-oh. On the apron. Oh, what a shot. Garcia frees himself, but only temporarily. Oh, he clocked him on the back of the head. Putting some extra spice on that elbow. In he comes. Sling. Shot. Elbow. This crowd are willing on Buck Garcia, but how much damage has been done? Is it too much? Can he make it just in time? No, Francisco saw what was happening and he shut that down immediately. Whoa. Francisco kicked off. In comes Connor Mills. True grit, real hits. Oh, cross chops right to the throat of Francisco. Right to the Adam's apple. Right to the trachea. Mills, man, what? How much money does he owe you? Teeing off. Mills is feeling it. What a shot. Oh my God. Using all his body weight. Hesitation. Drop kick. Francisco kicks out, but if I was in his shoes, I would have I would have wanted that to stop. I wouldn't have kicked out, but Francisco, there's a reason he's in the ring and I'm not. And Mills is looking for that ankle lock. He's looking for that ankle lock. Oh, small package from Francisco. Mills kicks out. He had to break the ankle lock there to kick out of that. Hang on, I think that was a tag. I think Buck Garcia has tagged himself in. Oh, and a shot for Oak. Mills. Down goes Francisco, courtesy of Garcia. We're about to see... Oh, hang on. We're about to see some tandem offense from Mills and Garcia. Oh, brings him down. Francisco's skull bounces off Garcia's knee. Oh! But Kris Oaken. Mills is absolutely leveling with the... That's a headbutt! Mills is about as hard as they come. Garcia is sitting under the shade of the learning tree that is True Grit. Big back elbow from Oak. One for Garcia as well. Whoa! Didn't know a man that big could move like that. Oh, hang on. Francisco has got... Oh! Incredible double team maneuver there. Garcia kicks out. Garcia kicks out. That was a close call. Really, really close. Francisco has an idea what is going on in the mind of the centerpiece. What does he have in store for the young buck? Are they going for it again? Hang on, Garcia, he's trying everything he's got. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Double DDT from Buck Garcia. Mills calling for the tag. Garcia obliges. Mills is legal. Oh, leveled, absolutely leveled. Mills, he's trying his best, but Oak is a big man. Mills breaks free. Tiger suplex! My word! Uh-oh. Short arm, thwarted. Mills, shades of Nigel McGuinness, rebound lariat. Nearly decapitates Francisco. Straight into the ankle lock. Is he looking for the... Yeah, he's got it in. He's got the ankle lock in tight. Hang on, in comes Garcia. Stops Kris Oak from pulling Francisco closer to the bottom rope. Francisco's about to tap. He's about to tap. Oh, and at the last second he saves himself by reversing the pressure and raking the eyes of Mills. A dirty move there from Francisco, but he had to do it. Otherwise, I don't know how he was going to get out. Mills goes for the O'Connor roll, but he doesn't realize that Garcia's tagged himself in. Well, Mills does not look happy about it because he had rolled up Francisco, and it's arguable that that could have gotten the win. Uh-oh, Mills does not look happy. Uh-oh, a meeting of the minds there. Francisco taking advantage of the miscommunication. But Francisco is nursing that tortured leg. Mills was really putting the torque on it. Oh, Ruckus countered. Roll up. Oh, that was a close call. What a shot! What a shot from the southpaw Francisco. And here comes the Ruckus. Francisco is going to give the killing blow to the mighty Kris Oak. Oh, God. All the way up there. Oh, no! He squashed him. Francisco Francisco gonna pick at the scraps, and Mills looked on. Mills was about to get in there, but he hesitated. I don't think he's happy with Buck Garcia at all. Look, these fans here in Margate may think David has zero aura, but it is undeniable that he is stacking up wins. He is getting results. Kris Oak was the smartest hire David Francisco ever made. A brilliant business decision. Connor Mills looking at Buck Garcia with absolute disdain. Buck Garcia, he's too young, he's too eager, he's too keen. He needs someone with him to rein him in, and I don't think Connor Mills is the person for that job. The centerpiece and mighty Kris Oak stand tall. Uh-oh. Oh, leveled! Oh, come on! Come on, the match is over! The match is over! Come on! The match is over, guys! You've already won, what more do you want? Oh, this is ridiculous. Wait, it's Alex Aces! It's Alex Aces, thank God! Buck Garcia looks like he's finally seen a stream of water in the desert. Oh, come on! And out come Bo Bells and Zach Eccentric, and after some trepidation from Aces, it's Bells and Eccentric that make the save for Buck Garcia.
Seeing as I've already beat David Francisco.
Well, that's a deep cut.
I'm pretty sure you could beat David Francisco. I know the card's pretty full tonight, but I've got an idea. Do you have an idea?
Yeah, I do actually.
I like where this is going.
How about next show, April 11th, Fun Bells, Zach Eccentric versus David Francisco and Kris Oak. What do you think of that?
Sounds like Margate wants it.
We don't want none of this. We don't want none of this.
We don't want none of this. Next show, I'm going to show you what East London can do in Margate.
A blockbuster match made for our next event on April 11th.
We've done our bit. They're just jealous they're on the card. We've done our bit. They're just jealous they're not working this time. This place revolves around me, baby! Am I wrong? Have I ever been wrong?
April 11th, get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank God Bo Bells and Zach Eccentric were here. Alex Aces. What took you so long, mate? Can't hesitate in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting Pro Wrestling Colossus. I know you're watching us right now on YouTube, but please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. And we'll see you soon.